Hello again. So in my last video I have discussed everything related to how to do the conversion of your TCF score into the NCLC score for language skills. So we are now in a position to go to get your documents ready, but before that, as I have already discussed everything related to CRS criteria, so we are prepared to go to how to prepare for your documents, which is the most important thing of this thing. But before that, I want to show you one major thing, which is how you can check your score, how you can calculate your score yourself. So let's click on here, check your score. Then you will be in this page. Here it is CRS calculator. You can score yourself by picking the drop down menu from here, like what is your marital status. So for example, you are married. Is your spouse or common law partner a citizen or permanent resident of Canada? You select no if it is no. And then, will your spouse or common law partner come with you to Canada? If it is yes, then select yes. Like it is an example. Like it is, there is no certain scenario for everybody, but normally this kind of stuff happens. So I'm selecting based on like average situations. So your situation must be different. So select like according to your special situation, not like I'm just showing you as an example. Okay, how old are you? For example, if your age is 26 or like 20s, like 28, I think, then it is 28. What is your level of education? For example, you have a master's, so you pick master's. Okay, or had an okay. So what is your level of education? So you have to have a Canadian degree, or your degree has to be converted to Canada, like assessed based on Canada standards. So ECA, you have to do ECA, educational credential assessment. So you have to do that. Okay, I will show you in later videos how to do that, but you have to convert your degree into Canadian equivalency. That's what it is saying. Have you earned a Canadian degree? So if the answer is yes, then go with yes. If it is Canadian masters, so go with masters. So that doesn't mean you have a Canadian degree, but that doesn't mean here you will keep it blank, because for Canadian degree you will earn extra points. Okay, so here you choose masters as well as your master's degrees earned in Canada, so you also do a master's here. Okay, like diploma or master's, okay, or doctoral Canadian degree. So this is based on your situation. Okay, then official languages, Canadian official languages are English and French. So you have to have a test in English or French. No other test is eligible. So is your test less than 2 years old? Yes, of course, otherwise it's not eligible for scoring. So if you have appeared in at IELTS exam, so IELTS, so for example, in your speaking you received 7, listening you received 7.5, speaking 7 to 7. Reading 7 to 7.5, writing 7. If this is your score, then do you have any other language test results? Like that means, do you have a French test result? If you have no French test result, then not applicable. Work experience. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience in Canada do you have? If you have worked in Canada and your work is skilled work, NOC tier 0, 1, 2 or 3, you have to have experience in any of those 4 categories. Beyond those 4 categories, nothing is accepted. Okay, so if you have no experience, then none. But if you have 1 year experience, 1 year. So based on your situation, select them. In the last 10 years, how many total years of foreign skilled work experience do you have? So if you have foreign experience 3 years or more, foreign means in your home country or any other country other than Canada. Okay, and then do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province, territory, or federal body? So, for example, if any territory or Canadian province have issued you any certificate of qualification, that will be like you have a training program and you are certified. You passed a certification program. Then you will earn a certificate from a province, and based on that, you will be earning some points. Okay, so you understand what I'm saying, right? So if you have a certificate, then yes, otherwise no. Do you have a valid job offer supported by labor market impact assessment? Okay, if you do not have, go with no. And then, do you have a nomination certificate from province or territory? As I told you, if you select yes here, your point goes up by 600 points in my CRS criteria example I told you. So if you do not have a nomination cert, like whoever will not qualify Federal Express entry, then there is another program, provincial nomination. So if a province accepts you, you will get 600 points. Okay, so then, do you or your spouse or common law partner, like you or your spouse or your wife or husband, have at least one brother or sister, that means at least one of the siblings living in Canada who is a citizen or peer. Okay, so if your siblings or your wife's or your husband's sibling is a peer, then to answer yes, the brother or sister must be 18 years, relation to you or your partner by blood, marriage, common law partnership, or adoption, have a parent in common with you or your partner. A brother or sister is related to you by blood, adoption, marriage. So if this is met, then yes, otherwise no. And then, what is the highest level of education for which your spouse or common law partner has earned a Canadian degree or a CA, like foreign degree, but it has been assessed in Canadian standard? What is the highest level? So if your spouse is also educated like master's degree, then master's. But you have to evaluate the credential if it is a foreign degree, okay? And then in the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience in Canada does your spouse or common law partner has? So in the last 10 years, if your spouse has worked in Canada, then there will be experience, otherwise none or less than 1 year. Did your spouse or common law partner take a language test? If so, which one? For example, your spouse took an IELTS, and then in speaking received 6.5, listening 6 to 7, 6 to 7, and in reading 6.5, writing 6.5. And then you click on here, calculate your score. So your result is out. So how much you have got? You have 437 points, which is a good point. But still, it may not be sufficient based on the draws. Like if the draw is like 480 points is the minimum, then your point is not sufficient. But if the draw is like 430, then your point is sufficient. Okay, so it depends upon the draws. Okay, so I think you have understood everything. Have a good day. Bye.